Hi, it's Tyler from Reviews of Cool Stuff, and we're going to be looking at this smart body fat scale. This is by Eros. Actually, it's by a brand called Inevifit, and it's a smart body fat scale. Now, I've used body fat scales in the past, or body composition scales in the past, and if you're new to this channel or new to my reviews, one thing that happened is last year I lost 100 pounds. Now, it's hard to maintain that, and I have new health and fitness goals. So looking ahead to 2020, I want to get smarter about how I'm maintaining my weight and what I'm doing with my health and fitness. And so I wanted to try out a new body fat scale just to see if the one I was using was very accurate. I want to have a point of comparison, but also I didn't really like the app interface for the body scale that I'm using right now. And so I heard about this company and I thought I'd try it out. And so far I haven't even opened it yet, but I contacted the company and they have been a joy to work with. This Inevifit, their customer service is fantastic. They followed up with me just to make sure that I received the product okay and that everything's going well so far. So far things have started out really well, but I want to make this video to first unbox it and show you what we've got, but I'm going to try it out for a few weeks and let you know what I think about the pros and the cons and my full experience with it. So this isn't just an unboxing today, but this is going to be a full review because I'm really excited about this scale and want to try it out. So let's start by opening it up. Alright, here you go. This is it. Out of the box, you've got your user manual, a little warranty thing that comes with it, and then the scale itself, which is gorgeous. So it's a glass surface. I got the black one. They also have a white one. So it's a black and gray. And if we look on the back for batteries, it looks like we need 3 AAAs. So I'm gonna put those in. I'm gonna weigh in for the first time, then I'll look at the app and we'll go from there. All right, so we need to start by downloading the app. It's called the Eros scale. So I already searched for it. It just looks like this. So we'll download that first. So we've installed our batteries. We're installing our app. And then you need to sign up and set up your profile. So I'm gonna do that really quickly. And then we'll do our scale placement and calibration. So we're just about downloaded here. So I can just show you the interface before I get logged in. Open it up. So it's gonna start by asking you different questions. So you can put that in. I'm gonna go ahead and enter in my information. I'm in pounds, inches, and then you're gonna have to create an account and register. So I'll do that and then I'll talk to you some more. All right, so to get started, if you take your device, it says choose device. So I've set up my profile, I have my name on there, I've registered, and then to set up the scale it says choose your device. So you click on the scale, it says stand on, and then I'll start that calibration process. So I'll stand on. All right, now it shows my weight on here, and it's already showing me a bunch of other stuff too. It says my weight's 226.8, it's red. I'm guessing that means I'm overweight or obese. Yep, it shows that I'm high on the obesity. BMI of 30.7, body fat of 18.2, and 185.4 fat-free body weight. Subcutaneous fat, oh, there's all sorts of things here. Let's sit down and we'll look at these. All right, so we have to look at this data a little bit because I want to compare it to what I've been looking at. So first 226.8, don't judge. That's actually, if you know my story, I got down to 203, but I put on about 20 pounds over the summer and into the fall, and Thanksgiving was just a couple days ago. I'm probably actually closer to 220, but I just ate dinner, I've drank a lot today, so this is a little high, which is great for a starting point because then I'll feel better because it'll look like I lose more weight. So let's look at some of these indicators. It has kind of this honeycomb interface, and here are the main things. So weight, it says that I'm obese at 226.8. It looks like I need to get down to 221 to not be obese anymore. By like a BMI scale, that would probably be true, but you'll notice if we go, again, BMI puts me right in the middle of obesity. But if we look at body fat percentage, now this is interesting because with my other app, it shows me being at like 25% right now. This one is showing 18%, which is a huge difference. Now, one of the things that I set when I set up my profile on this is you can select athlete, and so I'm interesting because I am a big guy, my BMI is huge, but I ran a double marathon about a month ago. I'm running, 30, 40 miles a week, cycling on my exercise bike. I lift weights 2 or 3 days a week. So I'm very active, and 18%, honestly, it seems a little low for me, but closer to what I should be than my other body fat scale. So I think this indicator makes a lot more sense. It says I'm acceptable, bordering on fitness. I definitely have some fat on me, but a lot of it is this subcutaneous fat, which it shows here is close to standard. On my other one, it shows extremely high, and that's because I have a little bit of loose skin from having lost weight. So there's still some fat there in my subcutaneous skin. So then we've got my fat-free body weight, that would be 185 pounds. So if I was totally shredded right now, I'd still weigh 185, and that's probably because I have muscle. Now, BMI would say I need to get down to 165 or 155. That seems insane to me because, yeah, that would be like skin and bone. So I'd have to lose all my fat to get down to that. This seems more realistic. All right, visceral fat. This is the type of body fat that's found around the human organs, and mine's high but almost into the acceptable range. Body water, 59%, that's great. I used to be down as low as 44%, which is really bad. You want to be closer to 60, 65%. It says over 65 is high, but I actually want this to be a little higher. My goal was 60%, so I'm getting close to that goal. Skeletal muscle, that's the ratio of muscle in the mechanics of our limbs. I don't know much about that. I haven't researched that. Muscle mass, so right now I have about 176 pounds of muscle mass. That's really high, which that makes me feel good to see a dark green on something that's healthy. So we've got a lot of muscle. Bone mass is right in the middle at 9.2. You probably want your bone mass to be high. Protein, that's the what builds muscles, organs, and other tissues. Mine is adequate, so that's the good one, is adequate, standard, and low. Then we've got BMR, which is your metabolic rate. That's how many calories you burn if you did no exercise. So on a normal day, I'd need 2,186 calories just for energy to get through the day. And then my metabolic age, 44, which is higher than my actual age of 41. So your ideal, it says, is 2/3 your actual age. So I've got a lot of work to do to get that down into the mid-30s. All right, and those are the things that it measures right now. So this is our baseline. We'll look again after I've weighed in a few times and see the changes and see how it works with the app.
All right, so I've been using this Inevifit. It's the Eros Smart Body Fat Scale. I've been using it for a month now. I wanted to use it for a while before I posted my review, just because I've used a lot of body composition scales in the past. I've probably purchased 4 or 5 different brands, and all similar price points. The cool thing about this, and I love this about bath scales now, the same price that you would normally pay 5-10 years ago for a bath scale, now you can get a smart scale that will track a lot more information. And for someone who cares about their health, that's just a no-brainer because the price point is so similar. Now, with the Inevifit scale, it is slightly higher than your kind of base level scale, and that's because it comes with the tempered glass. It has the smart tracking. It's made here in the United States in Southern California. The customer service is amazing. And so you're getting more for your scale there. Now the price isn't much more. The price is still pretty consistent with what other scales are. And so obviously I did research before I got this scale. I went on to Amazon. It's a high 4.5 star scale. And so you're not gonna get a better scale at this price point. But I wanted to know how it stacked up with the other scales I've used, because quite honestly, I've used other scales, the even cheaper scales, and was quite happy with them. They keep track of my weight and my body fat percentage, my body water and things like that. And so I only had a few things that were bothering me about my other body fat scales. And so as I'm going into 2020 now and really looking to have a healthy year, there were a few things that I was looking for. So let me tell you a couple of the things that I really like this. First, it's a beautiful scale. It's just the right size. It hugs the floor, so my door can swing over it, which is nice. I wanted a really low to the ground body scale. The LCD is bright and it's big enough. No issues with that. I think this has a weight limit of 400 pounds, which is kind of the highest that you will get from any body scale. Hopefully you don't need that much, but that was nice for me. A year ago I was over 300 pounds, and so I did need scales that could go up past 300 pounds. So that's one of the nice things about this Eros scale. The main things have to do with the technology and the kinds of information that I was tracking. Now, what I have found is that most scales are accurate, and this compared to other scales, they're all within about a half a pound of each other. And so I know that my body weight is going to be consistent and it's going to be accurate. So that's the most important thing with a scale like this, is making sure that your weight is consistently measured and that it's accurate. And this, you don't see the fluctuations. Like some scales you'll get on and it will fluctuate a pound or two each time. Not because your weight is fluctuating, but because the scale is fluctuating. Not true with this Eros scale, which is pretty cool. But what I was more concerned with is the body fat percentage accurate? Is the body water percentage accurate? Is the muscular measurements and the protein readings and the body or the bone mass and the stuff like that? Because it measures like 20 different things. And so I don't care about all 20 of those things. Really, I'm looking at 3 or 4 key indicators. But one of those key indicators that for me is really important is body fat percentage. And what I found was that a lot of other scales would be very inaccurate with body fat percentage, because it would I think the technology just triggers. So if one thing is at this level, another thing will mark up with that. And so it doesn't really show the changes that you're actually seeing in your life. So if you drink, for example, a ton more water, does your body water percentage go up? Well, with most scales, that's not the case. And honestly, this one didn't have as accurate readings as you would get if you went to a doctor and got something like that. So it's not 100% accurate. I know because I tested it out over this last month. There would be days where I would go on the scale, I would go running, I'd come back and I'd have lost 5 pounds. And so we know that that's water weight, right? And so you'd expect to see that change in the readings. Not always the case. Sometimes it would actually say my body water went up a little bit. And that is true of any scale at this price point, under $100. It's not going to be 100% accurate. Is it going to be ballpark? Yes, and that's what I care about, is seeing the growth, seeing the trends, seeing the changes. But again, the body fat percentage one, that's the one that bothers me the most, because it would say that I was like 30% body fat when I knew I was closer to like 23% body fat on other scales. So I got this one because one of the cool things on the tech, and I'll show you this, I'll show a few screen captures, but one of the things that it showed is you can click a thing for athlete. And because I run almost every day and I lift weights several times a week and I'm doing other athletic things, I click that athlete button and it makes a dramatic change on your body fat percentage. I don't know what it's doing on the tech side. Obviously it's something not too scientific because it's just flipping a button and then you're getting a different reading on the scale. But I feel like by clicking that and then getting my body fat percentage, it's much more accurate than other scales that I've looked at. And so I was really pleased with that. Overall, I'm really happy with this. This is one I'm gonna use for the rest of the year. So into 2020, this is gonna be my primary body fat scale. And I still have a bunch of other ones, so I have them, you know, if there's breaks or anything, but I haven't had any issues with it so far. I think it's a quality scale. Really excited about it. And if you want to try it out, I recommend it. This is one that I can endorse and get behind. As you know, an ultra runner, keeping track of data is really important for me, and so this is a great scale for that. If you want to get one, I'll put a link in the description on this video, and enjoy it. It's a great scale that doesn't have a huge price tag, so that's pretty awesome. All right, see ya.